Hi everybody, Lori here from Unique in the Creek, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do wood burning for our mesh. Now, I usually use an impulse sealer, and the impulse sealer that I really like is really hard to find, and they've been out of stock forever. So rather than just wait, I thought we would go through another way we can do some heat sealing for, especially for the poly burlap flowers and stuff, and that's to use a simple wood burning tool. Now this does work really well. It takes just a little bit longer, but it's not so bad once you get the hang of it. The wood burner I'm going to be using is made by Walnut Hollow, and you can purchase these at any hobby or craft store. I purchased mine on Amazon, and it's got a nifty little dial here that you can turn up or down your heat. I do have a link on my website for this particular wood burner, and I really like it. If it would just stay on its little stand properly, I would love it even more, but if you want, you can just tape down your little stand, because you don't want to put it on your cutting mat that is rubber and it'll burn right through it. So that is the wood burner. And I also found on Amazon this really cool glass cutting mat. Now you can use a glass cutting board like from the dollar store or whatever. But this cutting mat, and it wasn't expensive, I think it was like $20. It actually has the numbers right on the tempered glass. Okay, you can see I've used it a bit of times, and that's the 10-inch right there. And it's got like these non-slip feet, and I have a piece of white cardboard under it, so it's because my purple mat, it's hard to see the numbers. But I really like the two in combination. I think it works really, really well. But you definitely want to make sure. Now, I'm in the middle of winter here in Canada, so I can't go outside. I don't have the luxury to go outside and wood burn mine. So you definitely want to use some personal protection. I use this HEPA filtered mask by 3M. I've had this for a while. And I don't use it a lot, so I haven't had to change the cartridges. So once you can't breathe, once you find it hard to breathe when you wear your mask, that's pretty much the time that the cartridge needs to be changed. And depending how much you would burn, will depend how much you change the cartridge. But you should get a long use out of the one cartridge that comes with it. I also use goggles. Now this is pretty extreme, but I find that the plastic really, really irritates my eyes. It also irritates my skin, so I try to make sure I wear long sleeves when I am cutting mesh. And I try to do a few rolls of mesh at the same time while I have all this out. It just saves time. And then the mush I do cut for another project, I'll just put away, and at least I'll have it handy when I'm going to make that wreath project. So what you're going to do is I'm going to put my mask on when I start, and my goggles. What you're going to want to do is you're going to take your mesh. Now this is an all plastic mesh. It's very, very similar to poly burlap. It's called a wide stripe, and I don't know why it is, but it is called a wide stripe. It does have smaller spaces in between it, and it's cut some kind of weave in between it. This I find works just as well as poly burlap, and it's half the price. So I do like to use this a lot for my sunflowers. However, of course, you can still use poly burlap. We all know poly burlap makes gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. However, you do have to heat seal it. So let's play a little bit with this wood burning tool. Now, if you have the impulse sealer, you can by all means still use your impulse sealer. But like I said at the beginning, I just wanted to go quickly through the wood burner as well, because the heat sealer is really, really hard to find. Okay, so you're going to take your mesh, open your mesh, and roll it out. And the nice thing with this cutting mat, and again, this cutting mat you can find on my website. Just go under Lori's Favorite Tools, and it is under there, as well as this wood burner that I'm using with the dial. So you're going to pull out your mesh, bring the end of your mesh right to the number 1, and this mesh is 10 inches, so I want to cut my piece at 10 inches to make a 10-inch square. So what I'm going to do is just find my 10-inch, which is right here, and I'm going to go in between the 2 larger pieces of plastic at the 10-inch mark, and just slowly go down. And what this is going to do is it's going to seal that plastic. All right, there we go. That's not so bad. And then you can go back if you have a couple pieces and just tame it down there. But that's not so bad. I can see how once you get do this a few times, you really get used to doing it, and I'm sure you can get really fast at it. So you're just going to go again, just straight down. Now the tip I'm using on this one is the tip that it came with. You can see all the smoke coming off. You really don't want to inhale that smoke. I'm just doing a couple here to show you guys. And I will, when I'm finishing this, cutting this mesh, I will be putting my, or before I finish cutting this mesh, I definitely will be putting on my respirator. But that's all there is to wood burning. And you want to make sure you check what your mesh is. Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 10.25, and sometimes it's 10.5. So just make sure you check, because if you're making a sunflower, you want to make a perfect square, and if it's 10.5, you do want to cut your mesh at 10.5 to make a perfect square. Okay, let's do one more, and then that's pretty much all I needed to show you. You can wood burn all types of mesh. You can do wide foil, you can do fabric mesh, you can pretty much do any type of mesh that's out on the market. You just have to turn, if you're going to use a fabric mesh, you may have to turn your heat up a little more, and if you're doing a fabric mesh, don't hold it, because that fabric may catch on fire. So you want to go sort of quickly. And but for your metallic mesh, like this one, it has no problem cutting through it. Okay, guys, so that's all I wanted to show you, is you could wood burn just as easy as the impulse sealer. Just please make sure you wear your personal protection, whether it be, outside. Make sure you have open air, or you have to wear a respirator like me. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.